Hi everyone, today we are going to be making a start, I should say, on this skull picture from Lost Ocean. I thought it would be another fun one to do in a sort of Halloweeny style. Now I'm going to be using my Prismacolor very thin pencils. I rarely use them. I found them a little tricky when I first had them. They weren't quite what I expected, but actually I used them fairly recently and found them pretty good. So I thought we could use them for this picture because when I zoom in, you will see all the fine detail that we have in the skull. Now it is symmetrical, so I am not going to do the whole thing because that's quite dull for me to do exactly the same. What I thought I would do was start with a little section, say this bit here, and do that, and then leave you and you can do the one on the other side, which is the same, and the same with the head, you know, do a little bit, say there, and then you can do that bit in between videos, something like that. So hopefully that will be useful for you. So as I say, I'm using my Prismacolor very thin, but it doesn't really matter what colours, what pencils you use. It's just a matter of finding something that's quite thin and sharpens to a good point. This hasn't been sharpened particularly well. I think I struggled to find a good sharpener. So I'm just going to have a go now. Yeah, they've come quite a short point with my sharpener, but they've come to a point nevertheless. Now this is the grass green I'm going to be using first. I picked it because it looks a bit bluey green. I'm going to use it for all the foliage here, so I'm just going to start here really. Now I'm going to not go all the way to the end, so I'm doing a darker layer here and then reducing my pressure as I go up. Just trying to work out what's going on here. I think there's a gap before for that one. And there's this one which goes up here. I'm going to do all the grassy bits first. Just trying to work out what's going on here. That is a bit there. Sometimes with Johanna's there's so many lovely little details that always easy to quite work out what's going on. So it's worth taking just a little bit of time to stop and look, because I find particularly with Prismacolors they're quite difficult to erase, so if you make a mistake you can't really rub it out. And it's okay because I don't want to get too het up on having to rub things out, etc., but you know, it's we want to keep it nice and fun, light-hearted, and if we can get it right it does help. So that's all what I would say with the sort of grassy bits. So I'm going to pop that down. I'm going to grab another green, which I am also going to sharpen. I want another sort of bluey green because I think these are more Halloween. Look at the point that's given me. Very funny shape. Anyway, this is a true green. You can see I haven't used these much. They're very long. And what I'm going to do is go over the top of the green that I've done already and then take it all the way to the end. So I'm trying to help you a little bit with Lost Ocean. There are a lot of small details and it can be quite daunting. One way of getting around that with the book is to use pen. Fine liners, they've got a very small nib. You don't need to sharpen them, of course. And I've got some here beside me. So these are ones I use, Staedtler. And they're really small, so you easily get into all the details. Now I have been experimenting, that's what I'm using those for in a moment, and beside me, with blending fine liners. Now it's interesting but difficult in the sense that yes, you can do it, but it bleeds through the page, so it's not ideal for Johanna's books. I'm practicing actually on a postcard. I will publish a picture of that, probably before this video goes out, to be honest. So I am having a play around with that. I have had it suggested to me that gel pens are better for blending, so I am going to play with that. I don't have any that aren't glitter pens at the minute, so it's not really going to work. Right, now I have got this one little bit of plant here. Now I'm trying to pick Halloween-y type colours for this because I think it's fun. So I'm having a look at what I've got here. I have got this one here, which is a pumpkin orange. So I think I'm going to do this one in an orangey colour to make it stand out from the rest. I'm not going to do the whole thing in this pumpkin. This pumpkin orange is very dark. I've got a pumpkin orange in, I'm trying to make it a little bit darker at the base and lighter as we go up. You could even add a bit of red there if you wanted it really dark, and a bit fade it up. I have, I'm just trying to look for next orange. Pale vermilion, I think, is what I'm going to go with. I have got a set where the pumpkin orange is a really bright, vibrant orange, so it does vary between sets with the names. It can get a little confusing, but I'm sure we can cope. So there is our other piece. Now we've got these two. Now I'm thinking we'll do these sort of orange to yellow. So I'm going to keep this pumpkin, this and pale vermilion, and I'm going to do the base of these coming out from here. So I want the darkest part to be along this centre line, and then a bit of colour out from each part, like that. And then do the same thing with the other one. So we've got this little bit here first, and then up the centre and outside of each part like that. It's not too vibrant. That's fine, because I do now have the orange, which I think is more vibrant. I'm going to work that over the top. Now I find the best way to make an orange really, really vibrant is to put yellow on top of it. But I'm not going to do that here because I'm going to use the yellow for some other parts. Now for this skull, I'm going to do a black background with a black Posca pen. I don't have a lot of black left in my Posca as far as I'm aware. I'm going to risk it because it's not the whole of the background of the page. You can see where Johanna's drawn these little dots. So what I'm going to do is, when I finish this bit with video, I'm going to do the other side, and I'm going to do the black background. And then the next video you'll be able to tune in, you'll be able to see what it looks like, and you might decide whether or not you want to do that or not. Now we have these sort of flowery bits up here and a few leaves. With the flowers, I'm thinking we might do some purples, because I also associate purple with Halloween as well. Problem is, if we're doing a black background, we need to make sure our purple doesn't vanish. So the darkest purple, actually it's a blue violet, that's okay. I'm going to do the violet blue, sorry, I read that one, blue violet, the violet blue on this one, but I'm going to do it really near to the centre, and fade it, so it isn't going to be near where the black pen is, which will be on by the tips. Okay. And it isn't really going to be that dark anyway. I'm going to do another one the same, because I haven't got a huge amount of different colours, because the very thin set, I think it's 24. I haven't got the box anymore, it just fell apart. So these are kept in a drawer. Okay, I'm going to do those two. And then for the tips, I'm going to do the Parma violet. Okay, so I'm going to go over the top of what I've done already, and then take the colour to the tip. I'm going to press a bit harder to get some intensity of colour. Now I have been doing a couple of videos a day for a while. I'm not sure if I can keep that up at the moment. I'm not sure what I've been, I'm a little bit behind already. That's because I've got some more work in. I had a time when I didn't have much work for a while, so I had time to make a few more videos, which was great fun, but work's coming back in, so I have to sort of balance everything, which is absolutely fine. We've got the violet now, which I'm going to do for the other flowers. You need to sharpen though. I've lost my sharpener, there it is. So it's just balancing things out, which is fine. But it's nice to have a bit of work before Christmas. So I shall be, the videos might be shorter, or they might be just one a day. But you know, I do my best because I really enjoy doing them as well. So let's see what I can fit in. It's also fitting around the family as well, of course. As you know, I'm sure most of you know how you have to, and it's, you know, during lockdown it was a little bit easier because we didn't go anywhere or see anyone. This is the lovely Dahlia purple, which I'm going to use on top of these. Oh, I've just noticed I've missed that petal there. So yeah, when we weren't visiting family so much, again, that gave me more time. But now we can. Wow, I love this colour. Now we can. You know, we have to make time for that, which is lovely. I am still feeling a little bit reluctant about visiting. It's quite difficult, even though, because my children haven't had both their vaccines yet. But luckily we have had COVID as a family, the four of us, and I have read that the vaccines are more effective in people that have had COVID already, so that's rather good news for us. Right, we have a few leaves left now. I do have other greens. I quite like these sort of vibrant greens for Halloween, but I think we need to mix it up a little bit. So I've got an apple green and an olive green, so I'm going to use those. So I'm going to start with the olive green and do some darker areas. So I'm doing a harder area here, more layers here, and fading it up. I think what disappointed me with these very thins was that they weren't as vibrant as I had expected from what people told me about Prismacolor, but because they were cheaper than the Prismas, I could afford them, so I grabbed them. And what I think you need to realise is that if you want the really smooth, soft, blendable Prismas, this isn't what you're going to get with these. These can be sharpened, they're much harder. They're the same colours, but obviously there's only 24. So it's just bearing in mind, I quite like those together. Now I'm going to do the centres of the flowers. I do have this very vibrant Spanish orange, which I'm going to use on this circular part here and here. And here, actually they've all got them apart from that one. So I'm making the centres the same. I don't know why. I'm gonna, yeah, let's use the goldenrod for the beginnings of the centres. So around here, so sort of fade it into the centre a bit. So I'm doing a harder bit on the outside, then scumbling it in towards the centre with a little circular movement, trying to have less layers as we go in towards the centre. And then the final colour will be the canary yellow, and that will go across the centre parts. Now Johanna's new book is coming out soon. I'm hoping I might get it a bit early, but we'll see. And as soon as I get it, I'll do a flip through. It might be that I've already got it by now, but I have been thinking hard about what to do with regards to tutorials, so it should be fun. I know Johanna's doing a lot as well, so it'll be interesting. So I'm going to leave that there. Now I'm going to leave you to do the other side matching and put the black in. and I will show you how that turns out in the next video. So thank you for watching, and tune in for the next part. Happy colouring!